Lauren London opened up about her personal life on various occasions. We know her mother's boyfriend was abusive to them both. When she was around 10, she developed a habit of escaping into her mind and creating different movie scenarios, musicals, and a whole internal play where she played each character. Although she had a lot of people around, she always felt alone. At some point, she felt the need to cultivate her relationship with God, so she started having internal conversations with Him. Around her teens, all the internalized pain came out expressed as rebellion. In her interviews, she addressed being kicked out of school straight on. She openly talked about how she didn't care anymore and completely rebelled for a very long time. Healing trauma is a long, difficult process. When our inner child suffers, we close ourselves, becoming aggressive. But Lauren's experience is something that we could all look up to. There is always a certain softness in the way she speaks about coping with life's challenges. It draws you in, and it wins you over eventually if you get to know her story. Let's dive into some lessons that we could all learn from Lauren London. Trauma can take many shapes. One of them is going against what used to make you happy in your childhood. When speaking about her rebellious stage, Lauren does not shy away from accepting that sometimes taking the wrong turn might be the best option for one's spiritual evolution. Lauren avoids identifying with her trauma. She simply accepts the fact that she had the experience of it. Embracing our mistakes can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves, and these unexpected detours may allow us to grow. Yes, lessons are painful, but they don't always have to be. Lauren admits that up to one point in her life, she mostly learned the hard way. She now understands that by coming from a background marked by trauma, learning through chaos seemed normal to her. It's the same thing with abuse survivors. When you've lived long enough with abuse, it becomes really hard to tell it apart from what a normal life should look like. After some painful lessons, Lauren gave a chance to a new way of learning. It seems that the hardships she had to go through have made her stronger, and thus she became a great example of stoicism. When you're going on a slippery path, there are small signs that show you the road ahead is not the best one for your own growth. Sometimes we choose the path that might take longer. Even if you ignore these signs, it's all a part of the journey because you are learning. Maybe you lose something along the way, but you get to choose how fast you learn your lesson. Keep a journal of your thoughts. Be mindful of every moment and live in the present. In the morning, Lauren wakes up before sunrise, makes tea, lights a candle, and meditates. As she does this, she sets the intention for the day. It helps her focus better, and this is how she feels more present and never goes mindlessly through her activities. When she skips this important step in her routine, she admits to feeling anxious and irritable. This could help us too. If we take the time to express gratitude, even if it's just a daily thought or a simple entry in our diary. Lead with kindness today. Lauren uses this exact phrase. The purpose is to have a moment with yourself as often as possible. This way, your ego will have fewer chances to steer you off of your path. What does leading with kindness mean? You simply treat others with compassion. You honor this and yourself by doing simple acts of kindness for anyone with no strings attached. Survival mode is toxic for a feminine woman. Survival mode can be described as chronic stress. It's not only the activation of your stress response systems, but it's a very frustrating condition for a woman. Even if some might disagree with this at first, femininity thrives when there's a balance, routine, and a safe space. Some like to think that life is entertaining only if they do new, interesting stuff each day. Truth is, life can feel adventurous when your inner voice guides it, even if it's ruled by the same usual patterns. To get out of survival mode, cultivate a conscious state of gratitude. It's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you live in the constant sensation that you are enduring everything that comes your way, and you have to push through the storm alone. As long as you don't change your point of view, this might never end, and the situation won't get resolved. Lauren has overcome this by feeling grateful for both the lessons learned and for her small victories. Through spirituality, she realized that after becoming aligned with her higher self, she could block out the lower frequencies and make the best of life as it is. Start your day with clarity if you want to be able to handle what life brings you. You have to make a difference and set apart what your ego tells you to do and what's the right thing to do. Lauren remarks on how your ego will try to bring you down right after a higher self moment. This is only natural since the ego wants to protect you, but in doing this, it keeps you small. Protecting your present identity means it will make you fear what you don't know, even if the unknown could have a positive outcome. You are important and loved, even if you haven't felt this way growing up. You should start nurturing this feeling of warmth for yourself. This is the advice that Lauren would give her younger self. Teenage years can be quite hard. Many teenagers struggle with low self-esteem and adaptability issues. They have to feel their life matters and that anyone deserves appreciation and kindness. Lauren explains in simple terms that self-worth is not about ego, but about feeling that you matter as a human being. You are responsible for the energy you project. Performing small acts of kindness for the ones around you or for total strangers will help you grow. This compassion should also be directed towards ourselves. True femininity does not require a recipe. It can just be the energy people feel in your presence. It doesn't get easier, but you have to have faith. When speaking about losing Nipsey Hussle, her beloved long-term partner and father of one of her sons, Lauren agrees she'll never fully be able to understand all the pain she still feels. She admitted she struggles with accepting this even after some years have gone by. Her biggest motivation is her 2 children. They deserve a joyful life, and Lauren knows the only way she can make this possible is by constantly working to heal the trauma. You don't have to be the strong one all the time, but you have the responsibility to do the inner child work for yourself. Lauren admits that due to past trauma, anyone can get a lot of control issues, especially when becoming a mother. But the relationship with her children has helped her gain a deeper understanding. Patience, surrender, and vulnerability become difficult, even if those are endearing feminine traits. Eventually, we all have to accept that children are not some extension of their parents, but they are individual souls. Sometimes, one of the challenges a parent must face is to let go of control and agree the children need to figure themselves out too, to know who they are and where they stand. We all benefit from healthy boundaries. We have to establish and support them. About being a mother, Lauren made it clear that communication is key. She discussed with her children, explaining that she needs to keep certain boundaries in place as a mother in order to nurture, care, protect, and show her love. It's an honest, simple way of being considerate and sincere by giving your child the trust needed for emotional growth. When a new challenge comes your way, choose a healthy go-to practice. If you've dealt with trauma before, you know that choosing a bad habit as a coping mechanism is easy. It means reaching out to something familiar. Lauren's strategy is simple. When she's going through difficult times, or she needs to overcome a challenge, she practices stillness. She is choosing healthy habits like hydration, good food, a good book, or music. Don't define yourself as the victim, even if life gets tough. One of Lauren's key traits is that she carries herself gracefully all through life's challenges. She feels that the most important thing about living is to look at past experiences and in the end, feel proud of oneself. Lauren London's story is not just an example of how femininity is about being authentic and committed to making the world a better place. Her inner strength against fate's adversity and eventual success are vital reminders of what truly matters in life.